What's up? Alex Warner. I just came back from Vlissingen, where I played a tournament. Um, the end result wasn't all that good, but it was a fun tournament. And yeah, I'd like to show you guys some games. So the tournament was kind of up and down. Um, Started off bad, and eventually I had some good results. But yeah, it wasn't too special. I scored 6.5 at 9 out of 9. Eventually. So I'll just analyze the games kind of briefly for you guys. Hope you guys all enjoy. Um, so yeah, these are all standard games, normal games. And in the first round, it's a big open tournament with 220 people or something. And yeah, so in the first round, I get paired against a much lower rated guy. My rating is 2350. FIDE 2352. And I was playing a guy rated 1860, so that's an easy 500 points less, and I managed to muck the first game up. So my tournament was over before it really began. Uh, so let's have a look. The opponent was Richard Koes. Yeah, I don't know. It was some old guy. I think he was like 60 or something, 55. And so not really that old, but I mean, not as young as there were in the tournament, because there were a lot of youngsters there as well. But he opened with knight c3, and that's kind of interesting. So my usual response here is knight f6, because normally people don't want to play knight f6 because they don't want to face this e4. But I play e5 here, which is fine, because this is normal in my e4 e5 repertoire. So then knight f6 is fine. So e4. This is, by the way, this 3-0 blitz. It wasn't 3-0 blitz. It was well, about 2 hours a person. So yeah, e4, e5. This is all well known. And after knight c4, we could take on e4. This is kinda it's a boring line, but yeah. What else is there? Knight takes e4 is known as the best move here in this position. And he castles. So this is the option that people usually play. And then d5, bishop d3, and bishop. Oh, sorry. Bishop d6. However, castling here is probably the best option. Although this is just a draw. It's nothing special. White doesn't really achieve anything. f6 might be an alternative here. I didn't really know about this line when I played this game, but when I checked it afterwards, f6 was played a bunch of times and it scored pretty good for black. Although queen d5, queen e7, rook e1 seems a bit scary. Knight d8 just holds. However, I did know that bishop e7 was just fine. And we lost the pawn back, bishop f6, and I knew either queen e4 or queen h5 were the best moves there, but he went to g3. And now we played the d5, because otherwise, if the queen goes to d5 or e4, h5 or e4, it stops d5, obviously. Now we could play rook d1, but then we just probably go c6. And we'll just go queen b6 if we can. So we played bishop d3, which is fine. And yeah, it took a long time here to think about if I wanted to go c5 or c6. Eventually I chose c5, somewhat because of I want to be playing c4 in the future maybe. And yeah, I thought c4 immediately wasn't that good. Doesn't really change if I play c6 or c5, but I mean, my opponent played c4 and it kind of shocked me. I want to play this pawn because I want to free my queen, because it had to defend it. Also, bishop f4 was coming, attacking this pawn, so I wanted to be ahead of that, and also I want to put my queen on b6 maybe in the future, so it's definitely useful to play this pawn. I put it on c5, and now my opponent played c4, which kind of surprised me. Yeah, rook e8 was the alternative, but because c4 is kind of a strange move because it opens up this diagonal. So it kind of makes my piece much more active, whereas his piece is kind of stuck here. I can attack this pawn as well. I played bishop e6 here, although the engine kind of prefers rook e8. I don't really understand why actually, but yeah. And now queen takes d5 was my point. c4 is not really an option now. The queen can go either to d4 or e5, or I think I was planning to go to h5 actually. Threaten some stuff with bishop e4 and just keep on pointing on this b2. If he goes c4, he can never go c3, stumping this diagonal, which is kind of his main problem here. But he went c4, and yeah, at first I wanted to go queen e5. Just try and trade some pieces, but I thought queen h5 would be better. And now he went, let me think, he went bishop f4, I think, yeah. So this is kind of interesting. If we take here, rook b1 is obviously coming. And this, we don't have anything here. So another move might be to go b6 here, but then I thought rook b1. And what am I going to achieve here? Probably just rook d8 or something. Somewhat threatened to take there, although that ending isn't really that good. But I thought, let's turn it around and attack here. Obviously, bishop d6 doesn't work due to rook takes d6, queen takes d6, bishop e5. A double attack on the queen and h2. So that all works in our favor. He went rook fu1, and now the blunders somewhat begin now. Well, not really blunders, but I mean, from here on out, I really have an advantage, although material is still equal. I'm still at I'm more active. I have some weaknesses which I can abuse. This b2, this open d file. But I have to be quick, because if he can consolidate, he's doing pretty well. But I get some sort of advantage here, which is super nice, but yeah, I managed to screw it up. So we went b6 here, which is, I guess, a very good move, because we want to just threaten to take on b2. We still can't take due to rook b1 and rook takes b7. And yeah, well, a move like rook d4 doesn't really work either, because we are attacking the c4 pawn now, but he has a bunch of options, rook ac1 being the best here. And if rook d8, you can just go bishop b4, b6, and b3, and this is just equal. This is what I mean by if he consolidates, he's fine. He has consolidated here. So yeah, we have to be quick. I went b6 though, and he went rook e2, and this is just a blunder. It's just super bad. Rook b1 is the move, and I was planning bishop f5 here. If he takes, queen takes, we have rook d4 in the air, rook d3 is in the air as well. For instance, if b3, then I think I was planning rook d3 actually. But queen c2 also probably works, just attacking this. So there are a bunch of problems here. Um, but instead he played the rook e2, and that's just horrible. Bishop f5, and as you can see, it's -2 here. We're just doing monsterly well. We're gonna win a pawn for sure, unless you play the line I play. You'll be doing really good. So rook d2 is the only move. We're threatening to take d3, and if he takes f5, we can take on to e2. So yeah, if rook d1, we can take on d3 and then take on e2. It's just all horrible. So rook d2, and here I kind of messed up. So I could take advantage of this in multiple ways. I took with the bishop, which is still fine. He took with the rook, and now we had to go queen e2. This is the first move I should have played. So he can take here, but we're just gonna take back, threaten rook d1, queen takes b2. I mean, this is super simple and should have been played immediately. My move is still not bad. Rook d8, still fine. He could go queen c2 here, and we could take on b2. But he has this rook e1, which is kind of annoying, because his rook now just jumps in, and yeah. g5 is another option, but this rook d8, and he blunders again here. Well, not blunders, but he goes rook e1. So if we take, there's this rook e8 mate. I obviously didn't took. That would be really embarrassing. However, I did play g5, which is a very good move. Let's just stop the engine for once so you can think with me. So queen f5 is the only move here. Well, bishop d6 is also a move, but then queen g6 was my plan, and I think I'm totally crushing there. So queen f5, and now there's a win in a few. Well, there's not really a win, but there's an easy way to gain an advantage. Let's put it that way. So this was my first normal game in, let's say, 3 months. I do play at a competition at my club, but that's not really a test, so to speak. And yeah, so I was missing some stuff in this game. After this game it went a bit better, but yeah, still not perfect, to be honest. But however, I did think I was winning in 3 moves here. My girlfriend was at the venue as well, and I told her I was well done in 3 moves. So I played this rook d1, which I thought it was winning. I thought the only move was bishop d2 here, or if rook f1 we can take king takes queen d1, and if the queen e4 then we just take on e1 and then on f4. So I thought the only move was bishop d2, rook takes e1, bishop takes e1, queen e2, and this is over. There's no way for him to defend the bishop, and however, I did miss one important move here, king f1, and there is literally nothing here. So instead of rook d1, we should have turned things around and played queen e2 immediately. And this is just horrible. There's only one move here for white, which is queen b1. Now we're just gonna take this pawn, and we'll be up a pawn, and that's more than enough. So yeah, that's kind of bad. So if we played this rook d1 and king f1, it came out immediately. I was totally shocked as well. I mean, if the rooks are traded, which they have to be now, we're left with these bishops, and these bishops are not the best for our pawn structure here, as all these pawns are in the black squares. We'd rather have the white squared bishops here, so we can attack all his pawns and he can never attack all ours. Yeah, this kind of sucks. So I took king takes, and I played Bishop takes b2, yeah. I was hoping for a mistake here. I was hoping he was gonna take with the bishop and then bishop c3 and just win again, but yeah, no such luck. So it might have been better to go queen h6 here actually, but I was kind of afraid of stuff like this. I don't know. Although I have bishop c3 here actually, and queen takes d6. So yeah, that might have been better in a practical game. Because now I trade queens and this is just... I have to scrape for a draw here. Although it was quite easy to manage a draw. I was going for a win here actually. So he's playing passive, which is not ideal. So I want to create a passed pawn here. But he has the right idea of creating his own. Here g4 is a good move. H takes. I was hoping for... No, I wasn't sure. I was hoping for this actually. But yeah, he takes with the h pawn, so I can't really do anything. I don't want to take. I want to give him the chance to go g5 and make a mistake maybe, because then we can maybe go f4. Although it's probably still fine for him. Maybe that's even an attempt for him to win. I don't know. King f5, g6. The king now comes in and I don't know. As you can see, it's probably a draw, but barely so. Anyways, in a drawn position against a lower rated person, you want to be a bit optimistic and search for ways for him to make a mistake. So this was one. I managed to get some sort of activity on this side. If he just goes king c2, king b3, there's just literally nothing he can do. I can do. Because if king e5, there's just a simple bishop e3. Just defending everything. Takes king e4, and this is a losing attempt for black. So yeah, king c2 was easy. And now I was hoping for some stuff, because I'm kind of dreaming of a position where I can, if he goes g5 here for instance, maybe bishop e5 is winning. If he takes the pawn, I think he's always winning because we're winning this pawn now. And then we can just create our passer. And if he doesn't take, if he goes here, b3 is probably winning. Takes an a3, which is kind of the point. And if he doesn't take, if he goes a3 himself, then now we can go for some sort of, I don't know. These pawns are just so good now for us. We can just hang on to this pawn and win it, and then just be done. No such luck though. He goes king c2, bishop e5, bishop h6, bishop d4, bishop c1, and now I mean, I think at one point I somewhat overstepped, maybe even, but I wasn't sure. So a3 is just an attempt to create something, although I know it's a draw. Yeah, there's literally nothing I can do. So I forced the pawn to g5. I think at some point here I might have gave him a little chance. I don't know exactly. Let's see what the engine says. I thought this was it, somewhere here. Yeah, here. As you can see. Yeah, g6 is probably just winning. Bishop g5, and now I was hoping for some sort of, I don't know, some sort of miracle here. However, bishop e7 is it's just over. So yeah, I was grasping at straws here. I saw the mistake I made here, and then I was like, let's just make a draw. So I offered a draw here, and he's offered a draw in the game before twice, and I tried to play on in this ending, but yeah, no such luck. So a pretty bad game to start the tournament. I was hoping to get some sort of IM norm in this tournament, and well, after this game kind of all my aspirations could be put in the freezer, so to speak. So yeah, kind of sucks. Next game I played against a German guy, a young guy, but we'll get to that in the next video. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.